When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won, that will be ere the set of sun. Where the place? Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth. I come, grey Malkin. Paddock calls. Anon. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt in the new estate.
This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of the boreal as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art, the merciless Macdownwald. Worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. The western isles of kerns and gallow glasses is supplied, and fortune, on his demand quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore, but all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune, with his brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution, like valor's minion carved out his passage till he faced the slave. Which ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
As whence the sun gins his reflection, shipwrecking storms and dire thunders break, so from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark. No sooner justice had with valor armed compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hair of the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell, but I am faint, my gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go get him surgeons. Oh, who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross. What a haste look through his eyes! So should he look that seems to speak things strange. God save the king!
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that host disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor begins a dismal conflict, till that Belladonna's bridegroom laughed in proof confronted him with self-comparisons. Point against point rebellion, arm against arm, curving his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
That now, Swano, the Norway's king craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men, till he dispersed at St. Column's Inch 10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our golden interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister? Killing swine. Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I. Cries, her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the Tiger, but in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do. I'll give thee a wind, and I another. I myself have all the other, and the varied ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. I, the shipman's card. In the shipman's card I will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid, weary, sad nights. 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed. Show me, show me. Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked as homeward he did come. A drum, Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace! The charm's wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is call to forest? What are those so withered and so wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on't? Live you, or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me, by each at once her chaffy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis! All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor! All hail, Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start, and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time, and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favours nor your hate.
Hail! 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 Lesser than Macbeth and greater. Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo. Banquo and Macbeth, all hail! Would you like us to stay?
Oh, no. Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Sinel's death I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth has bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath of the wind. Would they have stayed?
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king.
and Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received Macbeth the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and praises do contend, which should be thine or his. Silence with that. In viewing over the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didn't make. Strange images of death as thick as hail came post with post, and every one did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him. I am sent to give thee from my royal master thanks, only to herald thee unto his sight, not pay thee, and for an earnest of greater honor he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition hail most worthy Thane, for it is time.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose, whether he'd combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel, with hidden help and vantage, or that with both, he labored in his country's wreck, I know not, but treasonous capital confessed and proved have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings? And those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them.
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles to betray the deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner's rapt.
Chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
New horrors come upon him, like our strange garments cleave not to their mould, but with the aid of use.
Come what may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your letter.
Give me your favor, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
Is the execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that frankly he'd confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as 'twere a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved that the proportion both of thanks and of payment might have been mine. I have left to say, more is thy due than more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe toward your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, to seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must not accompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not us for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Carter.
Prince of Cumberland, that is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be, which the eye fears when it is done to see.
True, worthy Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care is gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whiles I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, which by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and I referred me to the coming of on of time, with Hail King, that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it on to thy heart, and farewell. Clamous thou art in Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature, it is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not with ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'dst have great glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him? Who were it so, who would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Wherever in your sightly substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Great Glamis, worthy Cowder, greater than both by all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant presence, and I feel now the future is the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he proposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters, to beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look it like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put that this night's great business is into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, doth approve by his loved masonry, that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle. Where they most breed and haunt, I have observed, the air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God yield us for your pains, and thank you for your trouble.
All our service in every point twice done, and then done double, where we're poor in single business to contend against those honors, deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cowder? We coursed him at the heels, and had a purpose to be his purveyor. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath holp him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guest tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs, themselves, and what is theirs, in compt, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces toward him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence, and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn babe striding the blast o'er heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. The tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have brought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life? And live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like a poor cat in the adage.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail?
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail to so convince that memory, that warder of the brain shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limebeck only, when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie, as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great kill?
Bring forth men, children only. With thy undaunted, for thy undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received that when we have marked with blood these sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. When my drink is ready, strike upon the bell. I may away and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
Hold, take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. The heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been in unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal, by the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought.
All's well. I dreamt last night of 3 weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counselled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, o'er the one half world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder alarmed by his sentinel the wolf, whose howls his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, toward his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whiles I threat he lives, words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark, peace! It was the owl that shrieked the fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What ho?
Alack, I am afraid they have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confound us. Hark, I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss 'em. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
I.
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say amen, when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and the amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it'll make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, Sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep. The innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, Sleep no more. To all the house, Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How sits it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? Ha! They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? Oh, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking. At the south entry, retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark! More knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost Or, yes, be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Awake Duncan with thy knocking. I would thou couldst.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? In the name of Beelzebub, here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins and now about you. Here, you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock. Who is there in the other devil's name? Faith, here's an equivocator that could swear at both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor come hither. For stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor, here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Never act quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it in no further. I had thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon. Anon! I pray you remember the porter. Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late? Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, it is a great provoker of three things. What three things does drink especially provoke? Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on, it takes him off. It persuades him, it disheartens him, makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in his sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him. I believe drink did give thee the lie last night, eh? That it did, sir, in the very throat on me, but I requited him for his lie. And I think, being too strong for him, though he took up my leg sometimes, yet I made a shift to cast him. Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awaked him, here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll ring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
Labor we delight in, physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis limited my service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint me so.
The night has been unruly where we lay. Our chimneys are blown down. And as they say, lamentings heard in the airs, strange screams of death, and prophesizing with accents terrible, of dire combustion and confused events. New hatched to the woeful time, the obscure bird clamored, the lifelong night, some say the earth, was feverish and did shake. And Duncan's horse is a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, and flung out, contending against obedience as they would make, war with mankind since they eat each other.
'Twas a rough night.
Within the volume of which time I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night hath trifled former knowings.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee!
What's
What's
the matter?
Confusion. Thou hast made his masterpiece most sacrilege. Murder hath broke the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What's it you say? The life?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake. Awake! Ring the alarm bell, murder and treason, Banquo and Donald Bay. Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up, up, and see this great doom's image. Malcolm! Banquo! As from your graves rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror. Ring the bell.
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak.
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear. What I can speak, the repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell.
Well,
Banquo. Banquo, our royal master's murdered!
Whoa, lass, what, in our house?
too cruel anywhere. Dear, doth, I prithee, contradict thyself and say it is not true.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered. Murdered!
But
Oh,
by whom?
by whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you do so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition my violent love outrun the pauser reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and its gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make loves known?
Help me hence, oh.
Look to the lady.
Where are we? Where are we? I've scrolled and cannot find my place.
We are.
Look to the lady! Look to it!
Why do we hold our tongues, that most may claim this argument for ours? And what should be spoken here where our fate, hidden in auger hole, may rush and seize us? Let's away, our tears are not yet brewed, nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady, and when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work, to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us, and in the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretence I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all.
Saul,
Oh,
let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
well contended.
What will you do? Let's not consult with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an offence, which the false man does easy. Out to England.
To Ireland, our separated fortune should keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's want in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
How goes the world, sir, now?
Why? See you not?
Is it known who did this bloody, more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth had slain.
Alas the day, what good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Gainst nature still, thriftless ambition that will riven up. Thine own life means, 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth?
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where's Duncan's body?
Carried to Colbkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors, and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin Altafife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Glamis, all, as the weird woman within promised, and I fear thou playest most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as gap. It had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie for ever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night, for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We here our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when where therewithal we shall have cause of state, craving us jointly. Hie to you to horse. Adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord, our time does call upon's.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time, till 7 at night. Make society the sweeter welcome. We will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when they first put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filled my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered. Put rancors in the vessel of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate on into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? How now, was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in the times past which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference, passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand, how crossed, the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that might to half a soul and to a notion craze say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, and in the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, sloughs, water rugs, and demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed. whereby he does receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike, and so of men. Now, if you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters tugged with fortune that I would set my lie on any chance to mend it or be rid on it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy,
True, my
True,
lord.
my lord.
and so is he mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight and bid my will which will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives.
Your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. Acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on it. For it must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Always thought that I require a clearness, and with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call you upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Naught had, all's spent, where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. Oh, how now, my lord? Oh, why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them, they think on? Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scotched the stake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frames of things disjoint, both the worlds suffer, ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep, in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord, sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, make our faces vizard to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his Fleance lives.
But in them nature's copies not etern.
There's comfort yet, they are assailable. Then be thou jocund, ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate's summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums hath rung night's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender-eyed, pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, the crow makes wooing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thy marvelous at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad make strong themselves by ill. So, prithee, go with me.
But who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth. Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day, now spurs the lated traveller apace, to gain the timely end, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark! I hear horses.
Give us a light there, ho!
Then 'tis he. The rest that are within the note of expectation already are in the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually. So all men do. From hence, palace gate. Make it their walk.
A light! A light!
'Tis he.
Stand out.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly, good players, fly, thou mayest revenge! Ah!
Strike out the light.
Was not the way.
There's but one down. The sun's fled.
We have lost the best half of our fare.
Well, let's away and see how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first, at last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in this time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
They encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth, anon we'll drink a measure, the table round. There's blood on my face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
Then thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the non-parial.
Most royal sir, Flint's escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabin cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Ay, my good lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature and time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold that is not often vouched. While 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home, from thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit?
Had we now our country's honored roof, were the graced person of our Banquo present, who I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please say your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
But my good,
Thou canst not say I did it. Ever shake thy gory locks at me?
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed, and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one to dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story out of winter's fire. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there, behold, look. How say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst not, speak too. As charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
What, quite unmanned in folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now, in the olden time, ere human statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear. The times have been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Let us sit down. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the gentle joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. Ah, to all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Edge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom, 'tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare? Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the hyacinth tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. Hence, horrible shadow! Unreal mockery, hence! Why, so be God, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud, without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe. When now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. A question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind, good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by maggot pies and chows and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which?
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it, by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow. Betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak. For now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far that, should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in head that will to a hand, which must be acted ere they be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures, sleep.
Come, we'll to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed, thrice and once the hedge pig whined. Harpier cries, "'Tis time, 'tis time." Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad, that under cold stone days and nights has 31, sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a funny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf of the ravened salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark, something stolen, something blue, gall of goat and slips of yew, slivered in the moon's eclipse, snout of pig and spider's lips, finger of birth strangled babe, make the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's chaudron, for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is't you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's germans tumble all together, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak, demand, we'll answer. Say if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 farrow, grease that's sweaten from the murderer's gibbet, throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power,
He knows thy thought, hear his speech, but say thou not. Macbeth, 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 beware, Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me, enough.
whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright. But what word more?
He will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first. Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king, that wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it. Be lion-mettled proud, and take no care who chafes or frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Birnam wood to high Dunsinane hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Sweet bodements, good! Rebellion's head rise never till the wood of Birnam rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in his kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know. Why sinks that cauldron? What noise is this?
Show, show, show. Show his eyes. Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first. A third is like the former. Filthy hags! Why do you show me this? A fourth! Start eyes! What will this line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet! A seventh! I'll see no more. And yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more. And some I see that twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound, while you your antic round perform, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air wherein they ride, and damned all those that trust them.
My lord, I come anon to bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
fled to England.
Aye, my good lord.
Time thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose ne'er is o'ertook, lest the deed go with it. From this moment the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. Castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before this purpose cool.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He
I
had
had not.
none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it's his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is the love. Little is the wisdom, where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dear coz, I pray you school yourself before your husband. He is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors, and do not know ourselves when we hold rumor. From what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea. Each way and move I take my leave of you. Shall not be long that I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool should I stay longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'dst never fear the net nor lime, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all your saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy 'em to sell again.
Thou speakst with all thy wit, and yet if faith with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Every one that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Every one.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enow to beat the honest men and hang 'em up.
Now, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you would weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talk'st.
Who is this?
Bless you.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will, take a homely one's advice. Be not found here, hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks, I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you, I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now, I am in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain!
What, you egg?
Oh! Oh!
Young fry of treachery.
He has killed me, mother! Run away, I pray you! Oh!
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men, bestride our downfall and birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows. Strike heaven on the face that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out like syllable of dolor.
What I believe, I'll well. What now believe, and what I can redress, as I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you have spoke, it may be so perchance, this tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest, you have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fall. Though all things foul would wear the boughs of grace, yet grace must look so.
I've lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts, why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave taking, I pray you. Let not my jealousness be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed. Bleed, poor country, great tyranny. Lie thou thy basest shore, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs. The title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, and for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as in an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps. It bleeds. And each new day a gash is added to her wounds.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland! O nation miserable with an untitled tyrant, bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again?
Comes the king forth, I pray you.
I said there are a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady continued, convinces the greatest day of art but at his touch. Such sanctity hath heaven given his hand, they presently amend.
I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the devil, the evil, a most miraculous work in this good king, which often, since he remained in England, which I have seen him do, how he solicits heaven himself best knows. But strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery he cures. Hanging a golden stamp about their necks, put on with holy prayers. 'Tis spoken. To the succeeding royalty he leaves the healing benediction, with this strange virtue. He hath a heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne. That speak of him full grace.
See, who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, betimes remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir Amen.
Stand Scotland where it did?
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave where nothing, but who knows nothing has once seen a smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air, a maid not marked where violent sorrow seems, a modern ecstasy, the dead man's knell. Is there scarce asked for who in good man lives, expire before the flowers in their caps dying, or ere they're stricken.
Oh, relation. Too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker, each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
But no miser of your speech. How goest?
When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavenly borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witnessed the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their desires distressed.
Be it thou comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good weapons and 10,000 men.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Let me have it, quickly.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, but shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
Ha! I guess at it.
Your castle surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered, to relate the manner whereon the quarry of those murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What man ne'er pull your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words, the grief that doth not speak. Whispers the ill-fraught heart, bids it break.
My children, too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too?
I have said.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, hell, Kate. All? What? All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger, blood knots the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes a braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, cut short all intermission front to front. Bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself within. My sword length set him if he scape. Heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes madly. Come, go we to the king, our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for the shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what here you may. The night is long, that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since his majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon't, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in most fast sleep.
A great perpetration in nature to receive at once the benefits of sleep and do the effects of watching. In the slumbery agitation besides her, walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, 'tis most you me you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo, you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How comes she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their senses shut.
What is it she does now? Look at how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damned spot, out, I say. 1, 2. Why, then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier. Unafeared? What need we fear, who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him?
Did you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands never be clean? No more. Oh, that, my lord. No more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not, I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh.
What a sight is there! The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well, well,
Pray God it be, sir.
this disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep who have died wholly in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of On's grave.
Even so,
To bed, to bed, there's a knocking at the gate. Come, 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 give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed, to bed.
will she go to bed now?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad, unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all, look after her, remove her from the means of all annoyance, and still keep her eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all, till Burnham Wood remove to Dunsinane. I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall ever have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee for black, thou cream-faced loon! Where's got thou that goose look?
There is 10,000.
Geese, villain?
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and red thy fear, thou livery-livered boy! What soldier's patch? Death of my soul! Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldier's way, face?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence. Satan! I am sick at heart when I behold. Satan, I say! This push will cheer me ever, or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sere, the yellow leaf, that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses not loud but deep, mouth odor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
Ah, all is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
A fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses, scare the country road. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow. Raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs, I'll none of it. Come, put my armor on. Give me my staff. Satan, send out. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pull it off, I say. What rhubarb, cyme, or what purgative drug would scour these English hence? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death and bane. To Burnham Forest, come to Dunsinane.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
I doubt it nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough, and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host to make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
We learn no other but the confident tyrant still keeps in Dunsinane and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis mine hope, for well there is advantage to be given. Both more and less have given him their revolt, and none serve him but constrained things whose heart are absent so.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and we put on industrious soldiership.
That time approaches that will, with due decision, make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which we advance the war.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still, they come. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here let them lie till famine and the ague eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home.
No!
Oh my God, stop it!
What is that noise?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stir as life were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. The last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked towards Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and knave!
Let me endure your wrath if it be not so. Within 3 mile may you see it coming, I say a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive, till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I toil in resolution, and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes toward Dunsinane. Arm, arm, and out! If this which he avouches does appear, there is nor flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be aware of the sun, in which the estate of the world was now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow, wind! Come, rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back. They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly. Bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear, or none.
What, girlfriend?
Tyrant, show thy face! If thou be slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns, whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge, I sheathe against thee undeeded. There thou shouldst be, by this great clatter. What of greatest note seems bruited? Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die of mine own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound, turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back, my soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword, thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
Thou loosest labor, as easy mayest thou the intrenched air with thy keen sword, impress as make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Oh! Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
In Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole and underwrit, here you may see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham wood become the Dunsinane, and thou oppose being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damn he who cries, hold, enough!
I would the friends we missed ere were safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet by these I see, so great a day this is cheaply bought.
Hail, King! For so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head? The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire loud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves. And make us even with you, my thanes and kingsmen. Henceforth be earls the first that e'er Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time. As calling home our exiled friends abroad, that fled the snares of watchful tyranny. Producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as it is thought by serpent violent hands, took off her life this, and what needful else that calls upon us. By the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and each to one, whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.